If you're new here, I am the TheTranspondster, and today we are in The Sims 4 doing a speed build. This one is definitely snowy themed, very fitting to the winter season that we're in the midst of, but we've left some Christmas or holiday cheer behind in December, and now we're just focusing on finding ways to enjoy this bitter cold snow. Welcome to Canadian life if you are not Canadian, or any kind of life where you live in a snowy or cold climate. This year's been kind of nuts with the weather, and it makes me remember back in the day my dad and I used to go skiing in the winter, and I actually enjoyed the cold at that point in my life. So trying to bring some of that winter joy back and using it to inspire myself with this ski chalet lodge type of build. It is slotted as a cafe when it comes to lot type, so it is a fully functional lot that your Sims can come and utilize whether they're using the slopes or not. They are conveniently right out the window as we are building this at the base of Mount Komorebi. I do like to take advantage of building in this world every winter season because it just seems fitting with all the snow and scenery here. It just blends right in with the day-to-day life we're living in reality. But yeah, so I used a lot of timber and stone throughout this build, lots of more darker woods, because I feel like that's kind of the vibe you get when you go to a ski lodge or a chalet and you're just getting cozy. We do have a nice fireplace feature in this one as well, and I did include this loft upstairs. Most ski chalets that I've been in have been pretty large in size, but they're also set up more like a cafeteria type area, whereas this is definitely cozier than that kind of layout. I think ultimately this build I wanted to draw out the cozy vibes as much as I could, so we've got the steep gabled roof, the dark wood tones, the snow obviously around the outside of the lot, but a lot of warm lighting as well. We've got the fireplace glow on the inside in that kind of dark, dimly lit lower room, but outside lanterns and minimal lighting, just enough to light the pathway to the inside. And then I do like a little swing set area on the outside because I'm all about that functionality, utilizing every inch of the lot that I can, and I think it turned out really welcoming, and I just love the look of it. Obviously we had to have an area for snowboards and skis to line up because we're not bringing those inside the cafe with us, but we're making sure you know what this place is, and just wooden features kind of everywhere. These benches here, this is like the most non-functional room of the whole build. It's technically where you would come in and undress from your ski suit to your snow pants, your ski boots, the big jacket, all that fun stuff. And it just kind of centralizes where all the water buildup would be from that melting snow. And I guess my idea was that people could leave their ski bags just kind of tucked in a spot. I didn't really put lockers in here because of all the windows, but you could technically swap out some windows for locker space. It just wouldn't look as aesthetically pleasing, so that's why we went the route we did, and I just lined the room with benches, and then I put a couple clutter items in to kind of show that it would be like the undressing utility room. Even though it's right at the entrance, you don't want to draw all that mess into the chalet part itself, so that part's kept very clean and tidy. And right off the bat, once you get through that front entry boot area, you are welcomed with the cafe itself. You can order your toasty drink, go find your cozy seating, and curl up with a book from A Break on the Hills. The cute little chalkboard that comes with the snowy the Snowy Escape expansion pack. That was a really hard 2 words to say in a row there, but it fits the theme so well. I love the little twinkle lights, very cozy, but obviously being in Mount Komorebi, it just suits the lot as a whole. And I do bring the same Snowy Escape pack lights throughout the inside too. I find that they're not too overly bright, but it still keeps that dim lit tone to it. I didn't want to put any overhead light in that lower seating area, and you'll kind of see why when I get to decorating it. I really wanted it to be dim and heavily lit by the fire that's ongoing. This front cafe does get a little tight in gameplay, but I did test it out and it doesn't block your Sims from going anywhere. There's enough space for them to kind of spread off to the sides, so it's very quick and efficient to just pop in, order your drink, and then go get your Sim to their seat. I feel like this would make a really good date spot too, because you could also utilize the ski hills that are right behind, and it's not strictly just a cafe. There's multiple things your Sims can come and do here, even though it is technically just a cafe lot type. You know, I'm all about making builds super functional as I can, at least. So I feel like I did nail that a little bit. Just cluttering up a little to make it feel more like a homey kind of place. Some cabinetry. There's minimal storage for the staff that works here, so I feel like that little cabinet off to the side has their extra stock of teas and such. Moving on to this lower part, I was so excited to get to decorate this. This was my favorite room in the whole build. I did add just the 2 lights next to the fireplace, but other than that, very minimal. And the focus was on cozy seating, so there's not really any actual tables for your Sims to come down and sit at, but there are sofas and chairs, and I set them up in little clusters. So there's this one big one here by the fire, but I get 2 smaller clusters in behind the sofa as well. So there are a couple more armchairs that your Sims can kind of tuck away and have a nice one-on-one with their partner, or even just 2 friends that are out for the day catching some time on the hills. I'm not gonna lie too, when I was decorating this part of the build, I was thinking very strongly of the TV show Friends and Central Perk. I really wanted that, you know, mom and pop little cafe vibe to come through. Even though that's not really what we're building here, it's the coziness of it and the warm feeling that you get sitting there sipping away. Like you could spend the whole day here kind of thing. It's not these uncomfy chairs that you're stuck sitting in. You could actually unpack and just work away here, bring a laptop sort of thing. I do end up setting up some laptops when it's at the actual table seating in the other parts of this build, so you can come and do that here without bringing your own laptop if your Sim doesn't have one or can't afford one. Like I said, we're all about functionality in these builds, so I do also include some musical items that you'll get to see kind of in play at the end of the video. I've been trying to do my little walkthroughs with gameplay included so that you can see that they are play tested builds and that they will function fully and your Sims aren't going to get stuck walking around in them. This corner at the front here, I kind of lined the walls with tables. It took me a few attempts to get the table set up right. It wasn't exactly how I wanted it in the end, but it does work and all the seats are functional. So it's just nice to come and sit and look out at the slopes as you're nice and toasty warm on the inside of the window. I put a couple clutter items too to make it look like some Sims have been sitting here working and are just set up for the day. You know, some Sims come to the ski hills and they don't even ski. You know, when we used to go go skiing as a family when I was younger. My dad, myself, and my siblings would all be out on the hills, but my mom, I think she's tried skiing one time in her life, and it's just, she's not a winter person, so she liked to come to sit in the chalet, drink her coffee, read a book or two, you know, play some games on her iPad sort of thing. Just staying cozy, but also staying kind of part of the family in what we're doing, because we would have to drive like at least an hour to get to some ski hills. So, you know, she would come along for the ride and the family time more than the skiing on the slopes and being out in the cold. Upstairs, I do a little mix of seating. We have mostly tables up here, but I do put in another sofa area where you can come and get cozy. I imagine this would be more where like some students would maybe come and work on their assignments, or like if you had to have a work meeting, you could come sit up here where it's a little less noisy. But in the same breath, that is where I have the guitar set up, so your Sims can come and put on some live music upstairs as well. And same mindset, it's kind of tucked away from the central area, so if you're not here for the live music, you're not really going to be interrupted by it the same way you would be if it was on the lower level. I feel like the sound would definitely carry still, but you know, it's the idea behind it. Outside, I don't really foresee this area getting used a whole lot, but it was nice to include a little bit of outdoor seating. I put the vending machine there in case your Sims are just here for a quick snack between hills and don't want to go inside and unbundle and the whole 9 yards. I do also include one of the bushes where your Sims can go, you know, do their business, but more so as a woohoo spot, because, you know, I try and add those in all of my lots. And if it's not a dumpster, it's usually a bush. But we do have a couple, you know, different public area items that we can do that with now. So change it up from lot to lot a little bit. I do pop a heater upstairs because, again, very fitting with the theme. This is a cold place to be, so inside you want it as toasty and warm as possible. Just going through and lighting up all the dark areas, adding a little bit more clutter in to make it look a little more populated, like people are actually using the rooms as intended. And yeah, I really love how this one turned out. I hope you enjoy it too. And don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you thought of this build. If there's any other community lot focused ones that you'd like to see in the future, I'd definitely be open to entertaining some of those ideas. And most importantly, have yourself a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, guys. Thank you.